IVM.
कृपया ध्यान दीजिए, the language used on the podcast may not be fit for consumption. We warn you, tread carefully. But listen yaar, don't be so conservative. Oh my God. Folks, I nearly didn't do this show today. I suffered a terrible injury in the morning and I have proof, it's here. I don't know if you can see it properly, but oh God, where's the damn camera? It's my thumb, which is completely pierced by a nail. It went in and blood came out. And it came out for a long time and I nearly lost consciousness. But I said, no, those 9-10 people who want us to do the show, it's worth it. For their time, I have to rise to the occasion and show some grit. And so I've come here. I pulled myself all the way up from the bed, which is a good 1.5 feet away, and come here through this podcast. But this is not my rant. This is just my tale of bravery and valor like Chris Rock had the other day. My rant is a little different. It's about the wife, whose hypocrisy, and I speak about a lot of women here. This is going to be a sexist comment, who have bullied me all my life. She has forbidden me from listening to my phone and watching my YouTube programs and cricket and stuff like that without using the earplugs. She doesn't want the sound. Now the earplugs aren't working properly, but apparently it's my fault because after 3 or 4 days they don't work and the sound doesn't come through properly. So it's a headache. But when she takes a call in the same room, she talks loudly and I have to hear the conversation, sometimes on speaker, and that's allowed. What kind of country do we live in where we have this kind of hypocrisy and nobody's talking about it? Let me tell you, those redundant conversations are horrible between her and Kunal. Hi, what's up? Yeah. What? You're here? Yeah, I'll be there. What time? Yeah, 2 minutes. Okay. What's up? Yeah. Okay. Just. That's the conversation. It's never more than that. It's horrible. And nobody says anything about that. But I can't watch my stuff. I can't listen to things which she might even like sometimes. This is the hypocrisy of married life, folks. So don't get married. That's my point.
Habits? Routines? How exactly do they help us get better? Well, to simplify it for you, tune in to the Habit Coach podcast. I am Ashton Doctor and I'm going to be here to help you get better daily with some simple, easy to do habits that you can easily adapt to your life. So tune in to the Habit Coach podcast from Monday to Friday because I believe that awesome lives start with awesome habits.
Now with the broken thumb in place, let's welcome our panel of, I think he's turned. Yes, Shreyas has come here in, well, he wasn't there when we started the program, but just like a superhero, just like an Avenger, just like a politician just before the elections are announced, he reached in time, on time, and on-time arrival, as we say in the aircraft world. Thank you so much, Shreyas.
Of course.
Lovely to see you.
Glad to be here. An honor.
I can't be more insincere than that. I'll go and say hello to Ayushi,
Hi,
who lives closer to us, but unfortunately has to work somewhere close to the studio. So apparently, Ayushi, let's talk about the elephant in the room immediately. Offline, just before we started, you asked for a certain amount of expenses to be looked at. And they said they'll clear everybody else's expenses, but not yours for some reason. I thought it was sexism.
No,
I felt a whiff of sexism.
Oh, okay. You know what? Actually, in hindsight, Shreyas, tera nahi hoega, Ayushi. Let's concentrate on Ayushi's
Imagine, one second, I came to the studio on time.
Correct.
I was here.
Correct.
And then
Always, you've never been late.
Yeah, I haven't. And he's asking me, he's like, Vinay, like, send your invoices now. I was like, I have sent them.
Right.
So he's looking at me, first of all, like, oh. Then Antariksh says, yeah, today Shreyas will be completed and sent out.
Yeah.
And I'm like, so I'm invisible to you?
But
I'm sitting right
I think
here?
that's the strategy. They make the workers fight. I think we need to unionize.
Oh my
Shreyas,
God,
I think that's what we require here.
Can I just clarify what happened? She brought to their notice the point of expenses, and which was not even a conversation till then. They got this clue and then immediately jumped to you and ignored her, which is ridiculous. I mean,
No, I didn't bring up expenses. He asked me to send my invoice.
Yeah.
Anyway, I want to go back to the other thing, which is I'm
lawyer
going to
can't
unionize.
I can't fight for the client if the client doesn't want to be.
I'm inspired by what's happening with Amazon,
No, and Conde as well. Like they have made such a massive union now, and they're going to pitch it to the board and they expect them to accept it and work with them. So I think
Cyrus,
the guests on Cyrus's show should unionize.
Should all 100%. Unionize? Yeah.
Cyrus, would we have your signature? Would you be okay with us unionizing?
Cyrus is one of the people. He supports all of us, right?
I do. I just had one clause which I haven't signed, which is the guests agree to be euthanized at at a convenient
At a
time.
later date. At a later date.
Yeah, at a later date. Later date. The show's not
That's
that
fine.
bad. I mean, it's bad, but not that bad yet. We'll save it for later. But can I just say in your favor, Ayushi, you're young, you're pretty, you're a girl, you're a completely different dynamic from most of the people who come on the show. So you're like gold. Shreyas, now can I talk about you? No, I love Shreyas. Shreyas, I feel really bad. I promised him gold, and so far we've delivered nothing. It's been what, 5 years?
We'll go for platinum. I'm not worried about that. We'll go for
We have
platinum.
an overachiever over here.
But you know what? I'm a little hassled right now because I'm currently in a battle with a bar that's next to my house, where we are stuck in a battle where the bar keeps filing a noise complaint against us, and then we keep filing against the bar.
They filed a noise
What?
against you.
Yes, and the cops actually came last week, and they wanted to take the speakers in. So from how I understood it, they wanted to.
They wanted to give it to the bar.
speakers.
The bar is
I
not
think
loud
so.
enough.
I think
more
so.
speakers.
That might be it.
Who filed the complaint first?
They did twice. After that, then we have started calling. I call them and I'm like, I call the Mumbai police helpline and I talk in Marathi and I'm like, yeah, I have elder parents at home and young kids also at home, and my whole generation, two generations are.
They could play this video as well after that.
Oh shit!
Yeah, go on. Yeah.
I haven't named them
No,
yet.
but it's really sad because I know the bar you're talking about, Shreyas, and they play like Blair music, man. They are so loud. You guys are never nearly as loud.
I know. I mean, let's not talk about the fact that they have permission to play music and we don't. But like, what is that? You know what? That's not
residential area, man. You can play at least at like a respectable volume. You should be able
I'm
to play.
glad you guys are bringing up these other problems of democracy. We're worried about splitting hairs over Ukraine and Russia and invasions and things like that.
These
But these are the finer points that have to be looked at. Yeah, because they get obliterated in the bigger points. The bigger points just dominate. What about these points?
This never makes it to the voting booth. Like no one's ever asking you to vote.
Raj Thackeray is talking about it though, to some extent right now.
Who?
Raj Thackeray is to some extent talking about loudspeakers.
I know. I was going to say, is this like your segue to like the topic, because this is pretty close to it?
No, not at all. Because I don't want to be anywhere near Raj Thackeray's position there. So I'm not there.
I was like, of all the ones to pick on that list, don't pick that one.
There are lighter ones there on that list that we could.
Yes.
Yes.
If he offered you a ticket, it's also pointless because I haven't won anything in the last 5 years. They're like Zimbabwe at cricket. So at the moment, it doesn't make any sense.
I know.
I think only the parties which are really, making a point or impact should be taken a little more seriously. What's the point? I'll start my own party. We started a pajama party once. We probably do as badly as a lot of smaller known parties.
How was it? How did it go?
Episode of Bakra? Or is it just
it was MTV. So we went around the country with a pajama party. I had 10 actors who were like activists. Actors means out of work actors like me. And we went to Bangalore, Delhi. We were beaten up by watchmen, pushed around by people. It was typical early days of, as you're a Kranti Veer, and then of course you become the great Mantri years later.
Racketeer.
100%. I would love to see a documentary on that.
Right?
But I must tell you, corporate India has no sense of humor because you got to deal with the watchman. You can never get past the watchman. So we'd go there with all.
I feel it's a stretch to call a watchman a part of corporate India. I feel the watchman
is the face you see.
He is the true gatekeeper of power. She's right.
Yeah, same with schools and colleges. These guys are the ones with all the power. You can't mess with them at all. And I understand one thing: corporate India pretends they don't know what's happening, but they want these guys to behave like bulldog, and that's why they behave like bulldog and ask you your name, address, Aadhaar card number, PAN number. Why do you take my phone number down? As if they're going to call my mobile number on Tuesday evening just to ask me what's up.
This is a good question. Why are buildings allowed to ask you for your mobile number?
No, that's what.
And you have to give it, and they're like, you can't go up otherwise. I'm like,
but that is the same with businesses also. When you're buying something out, like say at like one of those shops, like Shop a Stop or like a Lifestyle, they ask for your number there. You don't have to give it to them, but we still do because nobody asks them. Okay, I don't want to give my number.
I don't give anyone my number anyway. I give my friend's number.
I give my flatmate's number also.
Oh really?
I give Kunal's number. In fact, can I give you Kunal's number?
Why am I the only one?
Yeah. We'll start giving Kunal's number.
You should give everyone Kunal's
9821.
She's shouting, "Size, stop it!" The guardian, the watchman of Kunal.
You know what, Cyrus? I have to say, it is
protected by you.
It is very nice to see you have your wife in your bed and not Costa for a change. I really like how you are switching
nice for you, not nice for me.
We haven't seen Costa for a while though. I feel like he's not.
I think it's okay with at home with
his parents came to know.
Oh shit.
Yeah. The basic problem is that he's a Man U supporter and I'm a Liverpool supporter. So these things, you can't get over.
That's not legal. That's not legalized yet.
There's no way. And Man U sucks at the moment. They won't make the Champions League also. So things are looking bad. But coming back to
Costa's parents found out and they were like, oh, so he's a rich man, huh? And then now they're happy and all.
No. His dad said, what? Not Hindu? Out.
Out.
Just kidding, Kaustubh and family. We all love him. They're great. He's a lovely guy. He's 25, but he acts like he's my father. I don't know why we segued into Kaustubh. What's going on with you?
I don't know. How many people know Kaustubh also in the first place on this podcast? I think,
I think now we all
will be very happy. Yeah, because we call him Raj Thackeray Kaustubh, so he's there some in the political milieu.
It's truly great to be known on this show. Like the notoriety is so niche.
What?
Ayushi, people will reach out to you.
But Ayushi, what about the reverse? If you don't come on this show, you're like nobody.
I agree.
Nothing.
You've put us on the map. Nothing that we've done so far has ever counted for anything. But coming here and talking about lipstick and underwear for 1 hour last week, that is what gave me self-worth.
You can start your own like Tinder thing now. Because you've got so many people who are interested in so many things
I'm no
which are
longer
beyond
wishing
the
to talk about
bandwidth
my
of the
dating
show.
life on the show. It has to stop. It's gotten wildly out of control.
For the last time, Ayushi, nobody talks about your dating life except you. You can ask questions.
That's actually really true and it's so sad.
It is true.
But has that affected your dating life? Like other people you're dating, have they found out about like what you are saying?
No. I'm
what
not
he's saying is, do you like
dolphins.
dolphins?
I'm done.
Okay.
We can go back to Raj Thackeray.
Ayushi, would you date? Would you like to be on a matrimony platform meant only for IITians and IIM people?
Nice segue, Silvery.
That was really good, by the way. But did you guys
Beautiful.
Can we talk about... Oh, wait. Can I ask if we can talk about this person?
Ask live.
Can I?
How would you ask this? I don't know.
Now you have to. Which person?
Yeah, of course.
Okay.
Karan Johar? You say Karan Johar?
Did I whisper it into the mic?
I don't understand this.
Did you see his ad on Instagram?
Yeah. Who's he asking?
Yeah.
It's like Mussolini is the last one to know what's happening in the Italian army.
Oh, you're feeling bad? I didn't ask you.
Yes, I am feeling bad.
I know who I report to.
Oh God, please tell me.
We haven't been paid yet, so I think we have different allegiances right now. Once we are paid, we are back to you being the boss.
But if a man with moral fiber as you are, definitely Shreyas, do you really deserve money for this kind of crap? I mean, let's be honest. Really?
That's a very important question you raise. I don't think I can answer that truthfully and say yes, I do.
Correct. So I think just defer it for later.
That's why I need a union, because I need backing. I don't have a spine myself.
Sylvie, will you please tell our guests that we're in the middle of a fantastic broadcast, which
guys,
is very interesting. And
sorry.
Guys,
So listen, did you guys see Karan Johar's ad for that IIT Shadi.com, whatever it was called? He did it on Instagram and he put it on his profile. Were you not like just outraged?
I mean, it was
okay,
great,
cool.
For sure. So no, for sure. So basically, I'll explain the premise, right? So the premise is that this is a matrimony website for men and women of IIT and IIM to get a hold of each other, and or their families to get a hold of each other in the case of like arranged marriages.
So
what people are saying
now, intellectual breeding is what we're looking at.
This is
correct.
Yeah.
This is, people are saying this is very elitist. Okay, my video. People are saying this is very, very like elitist because now you're like, now people from IIT and IITs will only get married to each other, and IIM people will just stay with each other. What if other people want them? That's one of the things.
That's
but
not
also,
a thing.
But do you know how hard it is to find girls? In the old days in IIT, it was very hard to find girls. So, I mean, this also makes a little sense because scarcity is an issue. Market demand.
So ever since then,
supply.
Yeah, so this matrimony site went viral, say, in the last week or something, okay?
Yeah.
And since then, the founder of the place, his name is Taksh something.
Taksh is a typical name
who actually looks very much like Antariksh, by the way. If we can get an image of him up.
That's actually true, man.
It's an uncanny resemblance.
Ranveer Singh.
Someone can share that.
Ranveer Kapoor is gone. Now we have this guy.
Yeah.
A more realistic resemblance.
I will just share. But basically, so he himself is not from IIT or IIM. Okay. But he's the founder of this website. Yeah. But he's the founder of this website.
That's you. Just do the full
No, I mean, it is he thought of a terrible
that's
idea
smart.
all by himself.
But you can come up with non-IIT.
Let us go to the one wise head on this entire thing, because this is her genre for sure. Having told us about naval cadets as a separate species. Now, do you look at IIT? What about this whole subspecies mating thingy? It's like Rottweiler, Doberman. It's in that space.
No, I guess this is like, I don't know where you draw the line, and I know that phrase in itself is so problematic, but like this is kind of like Christian mingle or like J-date and all these things where it was religion based or like community based or whatever.
But in a fair democracy, you can allow that also, right?
Yeah, so that's what I'm saying. So if you have that kind of as a predetermination factor, then education isn't actually the worst one, I guess. Yes, but it's the
Hello?
way that it's being sold to you. I mean, oh my
Delivery,
God, is this
you beauty.
Antariksh?
Wow. It's like if this guy swallowed Antariksh, he'd look like this. Yeah. My God.
100%.
He does. Wow.
It's like your brother from Agra.
Yeah, here's the point. But what's the problem with it actually? As long as there's no coercion, who cares, right? I can
I had
start
a
a
problem with the
website for
advertising.
left-handed women who are over 60 and who like 17, 19-year-olds. I mean, it's possible. You can just have a very select group, and there's nothing wrong with it. It's out there. If you're interested, fine. If you're not, you're not. The coercion is the issue, right?
Yeah, and I think it was the way that they sold it. It's like before you look at things like caste, height, why don't you look at education? And I was like, I don't know what's more problematic, the way
Oh,
that
that's
you're
a bit.
selling
Yeah, you're
it, or
right.
like what you're. I mean, I don't.
It
I
comes
don't
from
know.
the same tribe. It's ridiculous.
Yeah,
Caste, height, no
how are
education.
you like? Then you're like skin color. You want to have a dating.
Yeah.
My thing is, once you start adding so many specifications, then you're opening up yourself to any specification.
Correct.
Right?
Correct.
And that's now why we have all this like polarization. I don't know. I'm just
Ayushi,
saying.
how important would it be to bring in alopecia at this website thingy? I mean, do you put it on
I
the
was
table?
about to say
that
Ram,
you're
but
a
even
victim
that's
of
dangerous.
alopecia? Yes, what do you feel? Should I have told the person I'm dating that I have alopecia or not?
I think you should have. Like, I think everyone can. The secret's out, right? That you wear a wig. Like, it's out, right? Publicly, people know
It's
that.
not a wig. It's a hair transplanted on a daily basis.
On a daily basis.
Where from you get your hair?
From the never the
Nether
area
region?
where I didn't want to. Something like that.
But you know what?
That's
Talking
just
about
another conversation
talking about
for
this
today.
IIT IIM Shadi. First of all, I got an inquiry to write brand work for them, and I sent my resume, and they
Show
rejected
off.
it because
See,
I
Celery?
didn't.
Kaise show off
Because
karta
they
hai?
rejected me. They rejected me because I didn't go to an IIT or IIM.
Wait, so you can only you even to work for them you have to be from IIT and
I
IIM?
think so. I don't know why they
So
reached
this
out.
is like racism. This is what IITism. What are we getting here?
I honestly think there's no problem because
Intellectualism, if you
let these people bond on their mutual shallowness. You know, like let them. Like these are insufferable.
No,
Shallow
lawyers
they
need
are
to.
insufferable.
Hello. Let me defend
Cyrus,
IIT
when
for
we
a
did
second.
that, no,
If
when
lawyers-
we did that thing with IIM, did they not? One of the questions didn't they ask us like, why didn't you choose to go to an IIT or IIM? I was like, what the fuck kind of question is that?
I mean,
I
it's a
don't know.
fair
Like, is that
question.
is
I don't know about
Actually,
you.
some
Like I
people are
feel.
raised to. I don't know. In my class growing up, and I'm sure in your classes, all of you must have had one or two kids who
I'm
were
so
sort of
sorry.
raised.
Cyrus?
Yeah,
Antariksh is
lovely,
on mute.
lovely. Why did Aditya tell us?
Oh, okay.
We could run the whole show.
Oh, damn.
Anyway,
We got the
replace
flow
it with-
right for the last 1 minute, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
think-
it was going so well, segueing on its
Yeah.
own. It's an organic show that we have
No, so
now.
you were saying you were raised like growing up or
class,
whatever.
we always had one or two guys, or at least somewhere down the line, you've seen someone who was sort of raised to be an IITian. They're sort of
Yeah,
raised
yeah.
little differently. Their study habits were different. Their goals were and aspirations were. I mean, I could not even come close to thinking of the way the kid would come back, really defeated if he was 1 mark less out of the 10,000 marks that he got or whatever.
What a loser.
So
Yeah.
the whole idea, so they were like bred like racehorses, a little differently from us,
Yeah.
whether or not they came from the same strata of society. I'm saying they were already ready for that. So having said that, it's like how some people prepare for law, engineering, or MBA
Yeah.
or whatever else. Oh, you guys wouldn't have a problem if it was like a group of MBAs saying we'll breed amongst the MBA culture or the engineer culture, lawyer culture, actors who do it all the time. Okay, they do school where you come from. They all 50% of them marry each other. I mean, it's like incest. It's disgusting. I mean, they all look the same. Have you seen them? Go outside
It
and
is
pick them
true.
up.
We are
They're all-
inbred, but
that was not necessary. But you know what I'm saying? What's wrong with the IITians? On the face of it, the ad is different. What she's saying about the ad,
Yeah.
we understand. But the concept doesn't bother me so much.
no,
in a
it doesn't.
democratic sort of
That's true. That is true.
But it's just a funny thing that
Did
exists
they
now.
meet-
Like
Hi,
now,
Amisha.
there's such
Oh my
super
God.
specific
Oh, yes.
dating websites and all.
Oh shit! One sec. We might lose Hamisha, our one female who watches this show. Please.
No, we're not gonna lose her. She's
I have a
here
brother and
for
husband.
Oh, I have a
She
brother and
mentioned this
husband, both
before.
IITians,
Correct.
and okay, and they're both in love with each other. They found each other on IIT IIM website.
Silvery. All right,
Yeah.
I get them. You lose them.
home
This is not working.
Amisha
This is not
situation,
working.
all of this.
Hey, Amisha, sorry. I love you, Amisha.
Out of all you guys, I'm the one who's listening to IIT the most. Shreyas,
Yes.
once the laughing fit is over, may I just say that I'm the one who's visited the most IITs for various reasons. almost all of them. So in a sense, I'm an IITian without the the bandwidth of
Honorary,
the
yeah,
IITian.
yeah, honorary IIT.
Yeah,
If you
yeah,
get an
yeah.
honorary IIT degree, you take it, right? Like I think everyone would. Why
So
would
I
can
would
you
take.
make
I've
the
been asked.
degree on that site that Antariksh was telling us about, where
Yes,
you
Yeah,
make
you
those
I was
could.
most
and
Very
then get
easily.
onto this
Yes,
website?
correct.
guys.
Yeah, sorted.
I think my mom always wanted me to be a doctor. I mean, she's very old now. I just want to do it quickly. I need to get that doctorate. If you know how and when, I don't give me doctor of pastries. I don't care what it is. Just give me a doctorate. And like Vijay Mallya and Lata Mangeshkar, God bless her soul and keep him in good health, I will keep the doctor. Dr. Vijay Mallya. I want to be that doctor, I just want to keep
You
that
want
name.
us to call you Dr. Brocha?
Dr. Brocha has
Please.
a very nice ring to it. I think
Lovely.
Cyrus
That's
Brocha
very
doesn't have the same intellectual
Nothing.
depth that who you
No!
are as a person.
You
Dr.
never think of those
Brocha,
words
it really
together.
has that sound.
Yes. Thank you so much, guys. Shall we all try? Dr. Shreyas?
That
Tell us
doesn't
about
sound
the
right.
patient.
That
No.
doesn't sound
Yeah,
right.
guys.
Dr. Shreyas is the patient.
Dr.
I missed
Manohar,
that.
no, what will be? Dr. Manohar.
But the
Dr.
fact
Amin.
is that this has started, and obviously, if they're like advertising and all, it's gonna go somewhere. Like there will be people.
But what
who
has
are
Karan
going
Johar
to
got to
put
do with
their-
IIT?
No, he was just
He
a
was
brand
all about-
ambassador. He was like,
He was
He was in an ad.
He was an ad.
I thought he was all about loving your family. Oh, that sounds creepy also.
So
Yeah.
basically, the thing is, what the problem people are having with this platform, right? It's basically like matrimony websites like this. They say, they propagate these elitist mentalities, like bache, the it should be from a good college only, should have
there's
like
a
this kind of a
prejudice.
salary.
Yeah,
There's a
yeah,
prejudice.
that's what she
Of course there
said.
is.
This is
Ayushi mentioned
promoting that
Again,
even
he's
more, even
ignoring
further.
me.
Silvery, she just mentioned all this. You're never paying attention to our show, especially when women talk.
Oh,
You don't
sorry.
listen. You're one of those.
Okay.
That's not good. Oof, ouch. Yeah, but I think it was completely mentioned. He's
No,
feeling
no,
bad.
no, no.
that's
Don't
cool.
worry. IIT and IIM, guys, it's the first thing they tell you when they meet you.
Yeah.
When I was at IIT, and I'm like, okay, I got it.
No, I don't. This chip on the shoulder thing is with everyone. You mean film institute guys, same thing. Engineering guys, if they're together, same thing. Doctors, if they're, I mean, they all sort of look down on the others around them. Everybody thinks their profession is the best, except podcasters. We know we're
For
failures.
sure.
Because
And
we-
doctors.
because we have nothing.
Yeah.
Oh, you-
We don't even have our wages. We are waiting for them. Yes, we'll get
Dr.
that.
Dr. Manohar, you're sitting next to Dr. Amin, who's worth some 10,000 crores. Okay, so this is not even a hobby. This is like an actual
is
NGO
telling
that she's
you
running.
this?
She comes
You-
to her NGO, she does her thing. Everybody feels happy. She's too rich for our studio. You look at the poor boys; they don't even have 2 meals a day. Look at the boys in the studio; they're all starving. They look like refugees.
If I
Straight
was
from
worth
Myanmar,
10,000
suffering
crores,
people.
I would not
Ayushi,
be
don't,
here.
don't try to
10,000
middle class
crores, wow.
yourself.
I would
We've been
straight up
doing this-
not be here. There is a line of demarcation where once you're a certain net worth, you don't have to do anything else. You don't have. You can straight up say, "I'm too rich to associate with you."
Yeah,
It's done.
100%.
I'm gonna get hate for this I know I'm gonna get hate for this. It's okay.
No,
I'm
you're
fine
not.
with it.
It's the same concept as the IITN for IITN. The same thing. Birds of a feather, basically. What's the big deal? As long as we don't force people, you can choose your own.
That's
In the end, we
true.
do that anyway.
I only want
Silvery,
to
if you had a
with
choice,
this,
would
like,
never invite me to the studio.
Illuminati level people then.
No, I would invite you every time, Cyrus. Like,
Really?
you should be there right now. I can be at home. You should be there every day.
How come you're home though, Antariksh?
I just came
my-
back from
my-
Agra today morning. Yeah, so I just didn't remember. Yeah.
I'm at home because my wife's not well, and I look after her when she just did a swimathon, guys, 24 kilometers. and
Wow.
got
What?
the third prize.
Wow.
That's
What?
insane.
Well, what lie? Okay, okay, I'll explain. It's a medley thingy. So the 4 swimmers swim one after another. So
Like a
that's
relay.
divided 24 kilometers. Yeah, it's not like a relay. But in the
Oh,
sea,
and she came fourth.
What kind of-
Sorry.
what kind of elite person that does that? She came third out of 4th. Yeah.
Oh, she came
Wait,
third.
this was in the sea?
Yeah, the sea. You know where the dolphins are.
Yeah.
Did you see any dolphins? Her team came third. There were many teams. There were
Wow.
many teams, right? There were many
Cyrus,
teams.
do you talk to her? Do you know what's
Yeah.
happening?
What is-
The IITN team drowned.
You know,
Poor
it's
guys.
wonderful to see. I think Cyrus is in the most loving, toxic marriage. It's very
It's not
nice
a
to see. Every
toxic
time
marriage.
he
My
started.
wife is a very nice person to everybody else. So that's not fair.
Yeah.
That's
Okay,
not right.
I'm just
Uh,
joking. I'm just joking. No,
she
no.
can't hear
But
what
also,
you're
like you
saying,
started the episode. You started the episode out also
He's,
as like,
Antariksh is saying you're in a very
not-
loveless, toxic marriage.
no, loving
You and me.
toxic marriage.
Sorry, loving toxic
marriage.
marriage.
Loveless.
Yeah.
For those who
Antariksh,
listen to
what
this
makes you say
podcast,
that actually?
What?
Everybody's
May I
involved.
ask what?
Because
Arey,
he
no,
wants to
this
know,
is-
because he sees Kaustubh in the bedroom all the time, so he's
No. See, like Cyrus is always joking about all the things that Aisha, all the atrocities that Aisha does on him. For instance, she wouldn't, like in the beginning, his rant today was how she doesn't let him listen on speakers. even though she
But I
talks
don't think
on,
that's just
the
her.
phone.
My mom does the same thing to my dad. Like she refuses.
No,
to
but then
sit
they
next to
talk
him
on the
when he
phone.
watches
Ayushi,
them.
that's hypocrisy. They talk on the phone and we have to listen to them when they talk to you on the phone. And I got to tell you, these conversations, one-word conversations between people who know each other are really boring. Just what? Huh? Yeah, okay. What? No, I didn't get it. What? What do you say? That's all you hear.
But
It's
that's
so
Vodafone's
ridiculous.
fault. It's because you're usually not being able to connect also. So the first
No, they
5
don't have
minutes is
anything
like,
to
hello,
say.
hello.
People who know each other don't have anything to say to each other. That's what I'm saying. People who know each other don't talk. Just stay away. Just when you're with a stranger, the best comes out of you. Have a good conversation. Like we don't know each other well enough, so we chat. I'm telling you,
Right.
bring 3 people you know, and you're bored stiff. If I had 3 friends here, I'd be like, oh, shut up. I can't bear this.
So not only has he said that we should not interact with our own friends, he's also now said we are not his friends.
No, we are friends, but we're not close
Oh
enough where
no,
we
it's done
reach
now.
that point.
It's done.
You've heard
Shall I
that.
start
Has been
calling you
said.
Ayushi? Your father will come after me with a shotgun. Old man's calling you and saying, "Ha,
Yeah.
just what's up? You say, you tell me. Na bolo, kya ho gaya?"
That's why.
But Cyrus, I'm with you. If you're in a room and if you are having a purely logistical conversation with someone where it's not fun for the other person to hear, step out of the room.
I agree. That I agree.
You know?
But that's what I'm saying. This is the oppression that the poor people like me who are from
Oppression
Western
is a
Ukraine are
strong.
facing.
Oppression is a
From
strong
Eastern
word.
Ukraine, and yeah, because their rules are like I can't listen to my stuff, and I was watching the Will Smith thing because I haven't slept at night. It's affected me more than
Who resigned,
UK,
by the way?
I'm sorry to
What
say.
happens to your headphones
Resign.
when this is happening? Where are your headphones? Are they?
So they don't work, bro. Apparently,
Oh.
every one of them don't work after a few days because I got rough fingers. It's my fault apparently.
So are you telling me you
know.
can't hear us right now in this podcast?
No, I don't have to hear you because I'm not a listener.
He's a lip reader.
By nature.
He's able to respond so well.
He doesn't get.
Hey,
He
listen
just
to me.
needs a face
She's
to
saying-
talk
Just
at.
any faces.
Doesn't
Wow.
Silvery,
matter.
one sec, just
Yeah,
be
sir.
fair. If you can't listen to your phony thingy or whatever thing you're listening to on whatever instrument,
I mean,
if you can't listen, how can the other person talk on the phone? Which is the same concept, right?
I mean,
Because it's
I
their
understand
sound.
the argument, but I don't think it applies exactly. See, if she was watching something else, which you are not a fan of, on loudspeaker and trying to sleep, then that's a problem. Yes.
She's got the
But if
blue
she's talking
tit
on the
thing.
phone-
You know what the
And
blue
she's
tit is?
She's verified.
The blue tick, you mean?
No, the blue
tick.
tit. Blue tooth becomes
What?
teeth, right? So then tit to find a compromise. So blue tits basically
was-
is where you just put that thing on. So hers works really fine. Everybody has blue
Yeah.
teeth except me. I've got these bloody
So-
things which don't
So
work.
why don't you get Bluetooth here?
We'll get you a
Earphones.
Bluetooth thing.
That's the other thing.
Bluetooth.
She says, "Why can't you spend $400 and buy it?" I refuse
Yeah,
to
they're
spend $400 for it.
non-expensive.
Do I
You,
make 10,000
Cyrus-
crores a day?
Cyrus, you could also probably even get it for free. You just put it out there in the world and some people will send it to you.
How does it? What is it? Main gareeb hu. Can you please send me? How do you? What's the letter?
You
Give me
just
the
said you don't
lines.
spend money. You just said, yeah, okay. You can say I'm cheap instead also.
I think just do the blue tit joke. I think people will come after you.
I think
Like
so.
that.
Yeah.
will,
Or maybe
that will
cry.
really get all the
I have to get the
attention.
right NGO. Cry, Child Relief and You, something like that. Hi guys. Instead of feeding a child today, can I get $400?
That is so true. Ruben David has asked who will connect them for Cyrus. Yeah, that'll be a task. That's
Costa.
true. I didn't think of that.
No, Maya
Oh,
does that with the
Kausam.
eyebrows, the raised eyebrows, all that. I think the disrespect I can live with. I don't have a problem with that. It's the hypocrisy, the bloody hypocrisy. That
Okay, I have a
can't
question
stand.
about this hypocrisy. The length of the YouTube, the content that you are listening to versus her very quick logistical conversation that she's having.
Ayushi,
Good
you,
question.
It's not the
you know, you
same.
become like Kunal and Shreyas and Silvery because you're a spoiled single person. You have no idea what it is not to be single. So it's very different. The parameters are very, very different. You can't tell me
Sure,
all
yeah.
this because we have
Yeah,
only
yeah.
free time. The free time is always together. Your downtime, whatever you want to call it, it's almost at the same time in the evening, whatever. Now she's screaming from behind, but that's
What's she saying? We need to hear her side of the story also. I think that's very
Then she has
important.
to get her own podcast. Till then,
You
Aisha,
guys should have a
just
podcast
stay
together.
out of it, man.
For sure.
Where are you?
Okay, quickly before we
God,
go
I
into
can't
break.
dictate her. I
A
can't.
break
Oh, God.
already?
From the
No, no.
marriage.
We have a couple of minutes.
Aisha, put your leg up.
Yeah,
Very
you can
good.
see, you can
See, well trained. That's a good marriage.
see.
Kuch bhi karunga. I just have to give the order. Now, if my body is found in very trash cans,
We'll know where to look.
yeah, please,
Nice.
and bury me with my headphones. God's sake. Sorry, you were saying, Silvery?
Yeah, before we get into the break, can you spend a couple of
You
minutes just to talk
didn't
about?
done one topic.
Yeah, we done one
Raj
topic.
Thackeray, you just threw it out there. You didn't even do it.
Yeah, yeah. So Raj Thackeray is a bigger topic.
Say one topic.
Raj
Say
Thackeray is a
one
bigger topic. We can do it after the break. Just quickly, if you want to talk about Will Smith's little action of resigning
Can
or
I just say
stepping
something
down
which we
from
didn't
the
discuss the
academy.
last time? I know you guys must be watching. You must be watching with sound, but I have to try and make out what they're saying on YouTube because I'm
Yeah.
behind it.
You're so
And-
full of shit.
No, but just think about the whole thing they're all talking about right now. Which a guy assaults another guy, and then a few minutes later, he not only allowed to sit where he is, but they give a standing ovation for winning. I mean, you.
Standing
I
over.
thought that
Yeah.
was ridiculous.
If one of us did that at any event, if Shreyas went and punched somebody, and then he goes back and he gets the national award in 20 minutes, I mean, just what is wrong with America? I mean, they've become worse than us.
Wait, are you saying if that happens, you wouldn't be on my side? Is that what I'm hearing right now from you?
I do what all the cowards do and say,
No, he would be
morally,
the one slapping you.
Wait, whose side are you on? I'm confused.
I think most comedians are on Chris Rock's side, unless you're like Tiffany Haddish.
Chris
or
Rock's
something.
side, but I'm not
Because
for
you're
like
definitely-
canceling Will Smith's career. Like his movies are
No,
being
absolutely
stopped
not.
right now.
No,
His
they're-
movies are being stopped that
Netflix-
are in development.
That's one movie that
Yes,
Netflix is like,
canceling
okay, right now
is
we want to put it on
the
hold.
punishment
This
is the
is
crime, but
such-
that's another story.
But this is such shit. The Grammys yesterday, Louis C.K., who has been
Yeah.
outed as a multiple sex offender. He's
Not
like,
really. He just pleasures himself in front of women. He asks them and then does it. So we have to look at the specifics of that. I'm not a fan of what he does. But he's
Antariksh,
not-
don't
he's
go
not
down this
molested.
I
path
don't-
of
No,
No,
that's-
that's
I
the
don't
thing
think
is, so
this
no,
is-
I know what
Shreyas,
Cyrus
what-
is saying. Ayushi. No,
Just
what
one
Cyrus is
sec.
saying. No, there have been accounts
specifics
that have come out
the
after
details
that.
are important.
Yeah, exactly.
Sorry?
There are accounts that have come out after the whole Me Too thing that happened with Louis C.K. Since then, it has come out. I mean, it's like a whole gray area now. So people are like in support and against.
There
also. Just
There is no
read up more
molestation
on this.
charge.
Basically,
He-
yeah.
No,
He
there
he's
is
a
no
weirdo,
molestation. But
and he gets sexual gratification by making them watch him. But he asked them first.
He asked
I'm not
them
taking his
first.
I
side.
mean,
I'm saying, what
I'm
has he
saying
done?
There
What
is
has
a
he done?
massive commentary over there about the abuse of power, the making them feel beholden to him. And there were many times where he did not tell them that he was doing it. It was only when they heard and they asked him, "Is that what you're doing?" When he said yes, because he admitted. And then he wrote in his apology letter, "Well, at least then I owned up to it."
Also, he was in a position of power. Like he's like
he
a senior
abused it.
superstar comic
He
and everyone
abused
else
it.
with these
True.
young comics.
But then
So
again,
what you're saying is, even if he
I know they
asked
gave him a
them,
Grammy.
they're worried about their careers and hence would not say anything.
I don't think anyone's worried
I
about
mean, but
their
that's
career.
that is crazy. You
I
shouldn't. yeah.
really
Okay.
don't think
Gi-
that this has
give him
affected
a
anyone.
like even that Roman Polanski guy, he got like
But she
an
was
Oscar
13,
or
bro.
something.
Woody Allen, he's still making movies and people still work
but
with
that's
him
a
and he
clear-
assaulted his
that's a
own
clear
daughter.
To me,
I'm not saying Louis
is
C.K.'s
like a
crime
weirdo.
is the same as Roman Polanski. Absolutely not. That's
Yeah,
not
that's what
what
I'm
I'm saying. No. There are levels, but of
That's what I'm
course,
saying.
he should have done that either. But Roman Polanski is definitely the bigger criminal and the person who is he's basically he had whatever relations with 13-year-old. So of course,
Okay,
yeah,
one second. Let's get back to Ayushi's
he also
points,
won
you
an
know.
Oscar or something. I think.
Louis C.K. should not have been felicitated at the Grammys.
I feel like I was talking about the fact that you guys are talking about consequences, and I just
Correct.
don't think that there are actually those many consequences for
Huh.
a lot of men. And
1 second, he
that's a
didn't
whole
work for how
other
many years?
conversation to have.
Listen,
Sure,
one
you don't
sec.
want. It's not a
Similarly,
fun
how long did he not
conversation.
work?
Like
At least 3 years?
about 3 years. And
At his peak of his career, probably the top 5 comedians
lost
of
a lot
all
of money.
time. He's not had a jot of money coming in for the last 3 to 4 years. Just now he started working again, but he's not fully accepted, right?
I mean, yeah, he's still not fully accepted. There are still protests sometimes.
He's not on any platforms, but he has his own ecosystem, like where he emails
He
the
goes
people
and
who want to
performs
see him.
basically in public. That's
See, this is coming across like I'm like in support of cancel culture. I'm not. I
Yeah,
think that
I don't think that's what you're saying.
at
No,
all.
no,
I think
definitely.
that
There has to
it's
be a
not
path to
cancel culture.
redemption for sure.
There has to be a path to redemption. There has to be a learning curve. There has to be the
Absolutely.
opportunity to develop and
Correct.
change as a person. Because
Also,
fundamentally,
each
Also,
case is
human
levels
evolution
matter.
is
Levels
like-
matter.
each
Levels
case,
matter.
look at
Like
each
if-
case differently
yeah.
based on general cases because they're really
Right.
different.
Exactly.
And this
Yeah.
isn't like Weinstein versus him or something like that. It's all different. But it's the fact that, again, you talked about hypocrisy, right? Somebody who has said that, like, oh, I'm for rights of women. I would never treat someone like that. I have daughters. This is like, and then you have a diametrically opposite behavior when in your workspace where you've created unsafe spaces for women. And I'm telling you guys, not to sound like a shrew, but you've never been a woman in an unsafe work environment, so you don't know what that feels like.
And that's a horrible narrative, no? When they say things like, I have 2 daughters, or I have a friend who's black.
And is that the justification for not being a
What
creep?
does that mean, really? Yeah.
So
By the way,
I'm saying
I have a daughter.
I am a daughter.
True. Yeah.
But I'm
might have
I'm
a
just
daughter.
saying this thing of like Will Smith, him resigning. What does that mean though? Like,
It means
it
nothing.
It means nothing.
It doesn't mean
It means nothing.
It's lip service.
Guys,
Lip service
It's
for now.
100% lip service.
should he be cancel culture like Louis C.K.? Should he be cancelled completely? I think neither of them should be cancelled completely.
And neither of them
But
should. I mean, Chris Rock, absolutely not. He didn't do anything wrong, man.
I would have preferred
There
if the
shouldn't
police
be-
had
there shouldn't
arrested
be
him.
a conversation
They were
of
there at the Oscars. They were ready to arrest him. Chris Rock didn't file charges, so they had to
Yes,
back
sir.
off. They should
It's
have
done.
arrested him. He should have gone in for a couple of days. That would have been the correct thing to do, I would think. Honestly, to end the matter. But what I can't understand is the rest of the Oscar team standing there applauding. I mean, people I love like Denzel and Bradley Cooper and all this. What were they doing, hugging him?
And they're hugging
Yeah.
him and like making him feel
but see,
better
like,
about
in all
what
honesty,
he did.
They were
in
calming
all
him down.
fairness though, we don't see Chris Rock in frame, so we don't know what all the people were who went up to him, and maybe the same people went up to him also and said, "Hey man, are you fine? Are you all good?" We
He
don't
went
know
and
whether that happened. or not.
He apologized to
No.
Wanda Sykes after the show,
Yeah.
and he said he was like,
It
he
was your
came up
night.
to her and he was like,
Yeah.
"I'm so sorry because this was your and
Supposed to
Amy
be your
Schumer and
night.
Regina Hall's night."
shit.
And now this is the only thing it's going to be. Imagine 3 women hosted the Oscars and not a single person is
Yeah.
talking about
Yep.
that. You haven't had a host at the Oscars in 3 years, and they were so
Ayushi,
good.
pretty good job, and it's just gone.
Yes.
He was presenting the Best
Yeah.
Documentary Award for Questlove,
That's it.
another black artist who, great musician who made a
Nobody will
documentary
remember.
about a summer of
Nobody
soul.
remembers anything
Nobody
from his
remember
Oscars
that,
except
exactly.
that.
Imagine those
Exactly.
guys
It's
coming on stage and
so
no
sad,
one's even
man.
taking it in because they're
Yeah.
only looking at the video that's been doing the rounds immediately of the slap and then looking
Like
at
some-
Will Smith and Jada and all that. Oh God, it was hilarious.
Some great milestones actually that got overlooked because of this. Like I think there was the first first set of deaf actors who won
Coda.
For Coda. Some crazy stuff like that, dude. Like yeah,
But I mean, I
it's
think
all of that
that's
just
still
gone.
there, even if that isn't in the memory of what happened in
No,
that
of
ceremony.
course, it's still
Like
there.
people
It
are still
doesn't
going to go.
happen.
It'll
But that moment in the limelight was, like taken, like because you don't know when you're gonna
Shreyas
win the
is
next
gone.
Oscar.
They
when you're
hijacked
gonna
the
come back to
whole
an
thing. Yeah.
Oscar.
Look at us. None of us. He's a movie buff. You may be a movie buff. I don't know. But all you guys will be telling us all about the best highlights and the 5-6 things that you saw. And, people like the Coda thing, which was unique and different. And that's all gone. It's just gone. It's got swallowed up. All we're talking about is Will Smith and Chris Rock. And Will Smith, basically. And alopecia. Alopecia is huge now. I know everything about
Alopecia
alopecia. And I'm very careful what I say to everybody. But as a mark of solidarity, should we all make Will Smith jokes for 1 week? I think we should.
But isn't
I
it-
think
it's been a
think
week.
everyone's
been a
everyone's been
week.
doing it,
It's done.
and it's gonna go on till eternity. I don't think this is ever gonna stop. This will become punchline forever.
wait,
now.
but did you see that?
Keep my wife's name out of your effing mouth. That is gonna be a punchline forever.
I'm going to use
That's
that in a
hilarious.
fight with a rickshaw driver in English.
Yeah.
I mean, he's going to say, "मैं
Don't
नहीं
do
जाऊंगा."
that.
And I'll say,
Yeah.
Don't
"No,
do that.
white name, Let's take a break. It's not the right
I think
audience. for me,
Shreyas
bro.
was going to say something though.
I'm
Sorry, Shreyas,
playing
go
to the
ahead.
wrong crowd, bro. Guys, you have to-
Okay.
I was just gonna say, have you heard this? Have you heard about this theory that there's medication for alopecia that was just going to come out right after this, and this was all a stunt to raise awareness about alopecia.
but how many people actually thought it was a gimmick because it went up 57% the ratings thanks to that one moment. That's
Yeah.
from last year
But-
where Ricky Gervais was on fire. Whoever was the host last, I can't remember.
Yeah.
On fire.
remember.
Everything was great, but low ratings. And now, just because of what happens next year? How are they going to top it? They have to call Will Smith back.
There was this thing
Get
on
Will
Twitter
Smith to
that
slap two people.
there was there's stuff on trending on Twitter being like, oh, now Chris is going to use this on his show and like his ticket sales have like tripled and I literally looked at this. I was like, and you're mad about this?
Yeah.
Why? Like, so he gets slapped on like international TV and
Yeah,
he
yeah,
can't talk about it and make jokes.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Dude, also
No,
like
he's
Chris
a
Rock
user.
firstly was
The guy
not
got
in
slapped
need.
as a user.
Chris Rock didn't need this to sell tickets anyway. But
No
anyway,
messages to
yeah,
take a break, guys.
yeah.
What's
Please
wrong
let's
with
do
you
let's take a
people?
break. Let's take a
Sorry,
break.
break,
Let's take a
break.
And
break.
remember, if you suffer from hair loss, no, this is not the forum for that.
You might have alopecia actually. It's possible.
Come back.
A lot of Indians do. It's just what it is.
Shut up and
My
take the break.
mom
bro.
had alopecia on her one eyebrow.
Oh, I'm so sorry. Who had?
My mom, she didn't have like
On
half
one
an eyebrow for
eyebrow?
a while. Yeah, and
Oh.
sometimes she would forget.
Keep
to
your
put-
mom's name out your effing mouth.
Fucking mouth.
I'll say my
Take a
mom's
break.
name is very
We'll take a break. Take a break.
Hey everybody, it's been another great week on the IVM Podcast Network. On Cock and Bull on Cyrus Says, Cyrus talks to Gauri Devi Dayal, host of This Round Is On Me, along with Abbas Momin and Antariksh. They congratulate Gauri on the fact that her restaurant The Table made it to the top 50 restaurants in Asia, and discuss the Oscars debacle over Will Smith slapping Chris Rock. On Paisa Vaisa, Anupam introduces us to Anubhav Jain, CEO and co-founder at Rupify. They unravel how the BNPL service is solving SME's cash flow. On the Filter Coffee podcast, Karthik talks to Pamela Kale Malhotra, co-founder and trustee of the Sai Sanctuary. Karthik asks her how a girl from New Jersey grew up with the dream of starting a wildlife sanctuary. On Tere Mere Raste, Keshav takes us on a trip to the land of Buddhist monks and Danny Denzongpa, Gang Talk. And on the Life Manifesto, Zarina talks about developing 4 must-have qualities for a better life. Do follow us on social media. We're IVM Podcast on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, and LinkedIn. And remember, if you're enjoying this show or any of our other shows for that matter, please do tell a friend. Also, don't forget to rate us on any of the platforms you might be listening to us on. And do check us out on YouTube. We're building a whole bunch of different channels. You can find them on ivmpodcast.com/YouTube. And we're also doing a small listener survey, which we would really appreciate your help with. It helps us kind of talk to advertisers. So you could go to ivmpodcast.com/survey. It'll just take a couple of minutes and it would be really helpful to us. We do appreciate this. And finally, we'd like to thank our sponsors this week, SBI Life Insurance and the India Water Portal. Thank you so much for making this possible.
Hello, welcome back, guys.
Hello.
Hello.
Before we went into break, there was a little bit of alopecia. I don't know if she was making jokes or what, but she said her mom has alopecia.
On one eyebrow.
What? What?
What did you say about your mom?
I said
on one
alopecia.
eyebrow.
No, I was just saying, like, she had it for a little bit, and sometimes we used to make fun of her. She didn't make.
What do you mean little
so
bit?
bad.
It gets cured.
Alopecia sometimes has no real cause or like cure as well. Sometimes it can just come back. It is when your body either is going through like stress. It could be like a autoimmune reaction or something. Yeah, and it just half of it went away, and sometimes she'd forget to fill it in before we went out, and we'd be like, "Mom, you forgot your eyebrow," and she'd be like, "Oh no."
Sorry, male
Mama.
pattern baldness does that
Sorry,
She
ma'am.
doesn't watch this. She doesn't watch this. It's fine.
Does male pattern
somebody
baldness
might
come
watch
under
and send her the
alopecia?
link. I hope they do.
No,
send her the
alopecia is
link.
different from male pattern baldness. Male pattern baldness is like, it's like a hereditary thing, and it's
Hereditary
more
gene. It's a
like
gene thing.
age and gene. Alopecia can affect anyone. At
Also,
any time.
yoga can make you bald because you spend too much time on your head, and that puts pressure on the head. So
I've
remember,
heard that.
say
That is
no
the
to
biggest
yoga.
cause.
No, but
Yeah.
that is
There
also
is-
you're upside
this
down,
is
so it's
not
forcing your
science.
hair to come out faster,
Yeah.
no? So I think
Correct.
it
You
improves hair growth.
You may
I've
even
also
feel
heard
your
drinking
armpits.
water
I've seen
causes
it
a
happen
lot
to
of
people.
hair loss. Have you
I'm
heard
taking
that?
away all your doctorates.
Very bad. Do not drink water.
Oh, yeah,
Water
you've all been-
destroys
no,
the
no,
body.
you're cancelled.
Anti-water.
You're
Yeah.
like cancelled as
Techie Wacky,
doctors.
Dr. Science, learning something new today. My pleasure.
Yeah.
Always here to help.
Alright.
Cancer cures on the way. Now, what,
Cool.
Hey,
Next one, next topic.
You know what's on
Next
the way
topic, next
though?
topic.
Male contraceptive. That's close to being on its way.
A
Very
pill.
good.
We're gonna get a
Exciting.
pill that'll act as a male contraceptive, and so
Then the
men can also take the eye
of
pill.
the burden of contraception is now shared with both partners.
even if you're paying?
I mean it. Okay, no.
I mean, now the girl's paying.
Relevant.
Now the girl's paying.
Yeah.
Now
I
it's
didn't
just
give
getting.
you gender specific. I never said that one gender is
Hey,
paying.
guys,
What-
guys.
again, you guys and your prejudice.
Have
I
you?
want to
If you
politics
ever
here.
used a condom in bed, you know we are making sacrifices as well. Okay. Sorry, just moving on.
Oh no! I mean, I have.
Wow. Antariksh,
Okay,
you are the only
alright.
one clapping at that. I
Moving on.
just
That's
so that
great.
you know.
I think he's just happy he got to say the word condom on air. I think
Yeah,
it's like a
correct.
good.
Yeah, I just
happy
learned the
moment.
word. Like, okay, we got an opportunity
It's
to use it.
condominium.
See,
Oh,
as we
damn
can clearly see, the responsibility is not taken by men when it comes to sexual situations. So I think
You can't
male
save you
contraceptive
can't save
might.
the situation. Shreyas, you can't save it. Just Ayushi is letting it go. She's used to all kinds of rubbish. She doesn't care. So let it go. There's no point.
This one, it's like thing where it just like bounces off now because I'm like,
Bounces off.
Of course. Sir.
I
It's
can't.
like hair loss on your shoulder. You just wipe it off and keep going. Oh.
All right.
For all the people who just listen to this as audio, they're gonna be like,
They have no idea what just
happened?
happened. Aisha just attacked Cyrus from behind him.
I
And,
don't-
that's
okay,
again.
okay. She's very menacing.
Yeah, but male
in a
contraceptives,
nice,
they're
loving
trying it
way.
out.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I
What do you
I
mean
think
they're trying it
it's-
out? You mean it's not
they
prop-
did trials on mice and it seems to have good results. So they've applied for human trial by the end of the year.
Of mice and men, as the book says. You're right.
That's a
makes
good
sense.
one.
And I'm wondering if it doesn't work properly. What are the side effects there?
So I
A
think-
testicle in your ear.
I think the last
Something like
version of this had things like it increased blood pressure and it like had mood
Those are normal
swings and
stuff.
this and that.
Same to same for us also. So
Yeah.
you can also have. I can also.
Vinay
Wow.
Khandelwal has exposed you.
Isn't that so
I want to
telling
answer
that-
the question. Antariksh
Vinay
has no
Khandelwal.
clue about condoms. He's just saying it to make it look like he has had opportunities. Are you a
Ah,
virgin? This is the
damn
time
it.
to answer. Your mom
Yes,
is listening. I want the truth.
This was a real Arnab moment for Shreyas. Like,
yes.
Answer.
Dhanisha wants to know if I'm a virgin. Yes, yes, I am a virgin.
He's
Ayushi,
such a
I'll
Salman
clarify.
Khan. I don't buy
He is a
this.
virgin. He's a virgin with men. So that's not happening.
And women, yeah. Let's yeah. I don't differentiate. If I'm a
We've reached
it's
rock
true.
bottom.
How many times do you say this? How is this like a phrase that
I
you
said
say?
it once.
But I think it's so telling that like the effects
You mean-
that the last iteration of male contraceptives had, which is why they didn't come because of the side effects. You have the same side effects in the woman contraceptive
Anyway,
devices still.
Yeah, but nobody,
yeah.
you're right, because if a male scientist mostly, they said, what the hell is keep going? Yeah,
Nobody
that makes a
cared.
lot of sense.
They were like, oh no, this would cause them to have mood swings, weight loss, headaches, no control,
Oh, that's
sweating.
too much.
And they were like, no, we can't do that. And I'm like, okay, so we'll just continue doing it then. Sure, no
Actually,
problem.
back in the day, feminist movement was around the fact that the pill liberated a lot of women, especially in the Western world.
Of course
etc.,
it does. Of course it's liberated the liberated women. And also the pill, people have this wrong idea. The pill is not just used for contraceptives, right? It's used for a range of other hormonal
Bodybuilding.
regulations and stuff. It's a different pill.
God, if you get your
You-
pills wrong, if you have a lot of pills, it'd be ridiculous.
Then
I
you're
don't know how he had a baby. He was the red one.
and the baby is out as a bodybuilder. You just took the wrong pills. That's what happened.
jacked. It just comes out
Placebo.
jacked.
I think we might be on to a scientific experiment here. Let's, Dr. Brocha, do you think would you like
Jacked
to help
babies?
this
I feel
research?
pills
Jacked
should come
babies.
like gems. You know, gems have this multicolored thing going. So the gems packet will always have blue, green, yellow, pink, and all mixed. You should mix the pills up. They all should look the same as a lottery. One could be a contraceptive. One could be a mass
Yeah, exactly.
enhancer.
It's like the
One could be
Russian
for blood
roulette
pressure.
of like
Yeah,
just
yeah.
pills. Like, you
One
just-
is contraceptives, one is a Viagra, one is just
You
an
just-
instant
all that.
vasectomy.
You
You gotta just-
throw it
yeah.
at your mouth. Whatever
Yeah.
But you know
goes
what will
in,
end up
that's the
happening, right?
one.
People will just take like five pills in one go. Like ek to hoga hi, and it'll turn out like all 4 of the 5 are like contraceptives, and then he'll never have babies for the rest of his life.
And then you live with the consequences. That's the
Yeah.
game, right?
Oh,
It's
this
fun.
game isn't for smart people.
I like the way
Sure.
I like the way
This
how
helps
Silvery's
with
jugaad
natural
started
selection.
immediately. We'll just have the entire packet. That's the
Yeah, I was
solution.
like, you gotta think about these things, man. Yeah.
That should
Guys,
work.
the first time I have sex, I have to be prepared. Okay, is this what it
That's
is?
true. That's true.
Yeah.
All right.
Okay.
But
And how are you going to be prepared again?
by giving
Are
a
there
pill to the
steps?
partner, once she's unconscious, they will have sex. Don't you know how it
Yeah.
works?
Just we'll
No,
talk
please,
later
no,
offline.
that's
I'll
not.
help
That's
you.
not.
Don't worry.
That's not how it works.
Okay, just for
Okay.
those listening, we're
That's not-
teasing Silvery. He's quite the ladies' man.
No,
He's
no,
got
no.
an awesome reputation. And they call him bedroom, Pawai ka bedroom, they call it, because,
I've heard
people go
that.
in and out all the time.
Yes,
Yes, in the comedy circles,
Yeah,
he's known as Don
Uh,
Juan.
He's known
Yeah.
as a playboy. Like if Antariksh is coming,
Sure.
he's going back with
He's
the whole
going to
audience.
Because he's got
Yeah,
the money.
that's the
He's got-
reputation.
Oh my
Yeah.
goodness.
He's a
Yeah.
crowd puller, but after the show. No one comes to watch the
Yeah,
show.
not-
But the audience goes after the show.
Ayushi, his one-liners post-show, top.
Yeah.
Really
Kill.
Too good.
Just
Yeah.
kill.
They're like, tu bahar mil. It's one of those, Like,
And then you actually
That's
mill
the
them
name of the
outside.
stand-up special.
Yeah.
To Bahar
And
Mil.
yeah, exactly. I'm thinking, oh, we're gonna have a good time. They just want to come beat me up. Yeah, like exactly. Very sad.
What is Ayushi doing here?
Sorry.
How can she ask for money? How can she? I mean, what universe can she? How dare you?
Yeah.
Really?
Now she
Why
understands why her
bed
payments are
stand?
late.
Versale Thomas
Antariksh
says,
is busy
"Why is
getting
bed
beat
stand?"
up. Okay.
Bro, listen, the fact of the
one
matter
more
is you are a
topic.
bit of a womanizer. Huh? You be careful. This is going to come back to haunt you.
What does that mean, man? I mean, I feel very. I don't know. Is it flattering or not? But thanks.
It's
Thanks.
No, always
You
in
guys
some
think
girl's
that?
house.
It's flattering.
In
Thanks
the
for you
early
guys think that.
first 6 months of the podcast, he kept changing houses. He's always some lady's house and, welcome there.
For a month. That
Early
was for a
morning,
month.
late night. Yeah.
That's for a month, man. And I was dating her at the time, and she has since moved on and gotten married. By the way, I'm just saying.
But that's what happens. He breaks their heart.
Yeah.
They have to get
In the
married to get
pandemic,
over it.
They're like, damn it, koi bhi. After that.
So he's the
Oh,
ultimate contraceptive himself, in a sense.
Yes. correct. See, I don't need any of the others. Okay. Let's go to one more topic and then go to the AMAs. Okay. What is it? Thai lover and Indonesian lover. And yeah, I just told you why.
You
Okay.
forgot the geography.
No, that was-
No, he
You're a
did.
real
The
Punjabi
other guy
hard
No,
did.
I was correcting. The statement was, okay, what do you do with the Thai person?
Yeah, they're a bit racist
Yeah.
not getting that right now. Go on.
Okay, anyway. So this Raj Thackeray has basically asked for in Bombay, he's asked in Maharashtra, has asked for the loudspeakers outside mosques to be removed, saying that
He even said
why are
lower
these?
the
Replaced
volume.
with, say the full line.
Huh?
No,
We
not
were not
replaced,
doing-
just removed. And if you don't,
He said
then we'll
remove.
start playing
And if you
Hanuman
don't, we will
Chalisa.
start Hanuman Chalisa outside the mosque,
Outside.
opposite the mosque. We'll start playing Hanuman Chalisa. And
God.
in response, a day afterwards, in the Kalyan office of MNS, they did play the Hanuman Chalisa as a response to Abhi tak our mange have not been met in one day. So we're going to start doing this now.
Isn't it fantastic when our statesmen and leaders of India come up with these bright ideas, which will
Also,
every
also they're demanding this of Uddhav Thackeray's party. I'm like, you can just do this on a phone call.
he doesn't take
family
Uddhav
to
doesn't take
No,
his
but I
phone.
think they want to get like public
Publicity,
sentiment
yeah,
behind
yeah,
it.
yeah.
Kashmir
Of course,
files
that's
is
the thing,
out.
no.
People are already
Exactly.
like
That's
they're
exactly it.
demonized.
That's exactly what I'm saying.
Let's
But
face
I
it.
can't believe
They
that
can
the
do it.
solution is to like already little bit noise is
more noise. That'll quieten it down.
It's
How
all
is this
the
helping
promo.
anyone?
Promo, because you're going nowhere and nobody remembers you, sort of, and you have to reinvent yourself. So you come
Yeah.
up with something. They actually started off as a very secular party. If you will follow the MNS growth, etc., they were the offshoot of the Shiv Sena, who decided that they will not be like the Shiv Sena and go away from orange and welcome
And then
everybody, etc.
They did a about turn in the opposite
About turn.
direction.
But the Shiv Sena has done another about turn. They're another Parsi party. We support Shiv Sena. They're the most secular party in Maharashtra.
I mean,
Can you imagine?
I mean,
the fact that Shiv Sena was
what are
like,
the-
no,
what is the
we'll
word
make
coming
friends with NCP, who they spent the last 15 years demonizing. That's a whole other thing. But what's this guy that Sanjay Raut said, no, this is the
Sanjay
law
Raut,
of the
yeah.
land and whatever.
Yeah. But also, okay, I don't know. Is it wrong to say that loudspeakers can be lower volume wise?
I don't have a problem with all that. You want to have a logistical argument? Why do you bait people and
Yeah.
say I'll play Hanuman Chalisa outside? See, that rhetoric
Yeah,
is
exactly.
unnecessary,
That's the
and
problem.
You're just looking for a
Exactly, that's the
fight and
problem.
causing
It's the
polarization.
revenge
Yeah.
thing here. That's
Yeah.
the problem. It's
Yeah.
that
They never
revenge
use
thing.
logic. People like us, the four wise men, three wise men, and lovely lady. We would respond. I would think. I'm always ready to. Aren't you ready to have a dialogue or debate or
Yeah,
discussion?
absolutely.
That's
Correct.
fine.
Yeah.
But they don't want to do that. They just want to make
And they've
points
also
and poke the
chosen
bear.
like Ramzan, like this. It's Ramzan
Oh, yeah.
now.
Yeah,
It's
exactly. Just
a little
come on,
bit
man.
louder for a
Yeah.
month.
Yeah.
Let's
Yeah.
not
Yeah.
lie. And that's when you've chosen to do all of this. I mean, it's so stilted in that way. Like, you
But
know where
it's-
it's coming from.
I don't know if there should even be a dialogue or debate about it. I think it's pretty clear what's happening. It's very easy for you to show your Hindu-ness outside in public.
There is a
But when it comes to any other
war,
religion,
Yeah.
it's
In
not.
India, there's
Yeah.
a war against communal
The bar next to
disharmony.
Shreyas' house also.
Yes!
This is why
Yes!
he's upset. He has a lot of
You're right.
problems with
But,
sound.
yeah.
Some
as
sections
you were
have
saying-
problem with masjids and mandirs, and we have problems with our similar issues.
Yeah.
But
You know,
it's-
these
it's a bar.
liberals.
Yeah. No, it's the same thing. It's what's irritating him. It's irritating somebody else. I totally understand. Why are we even discussing this? I don't know. What can we say?
What can
Yeah,
we
great
say?
idea. It's
There
a great
really
idea. Let's
isn't
say
any.
It's not. It's not a great idea. Let's not
Yeah,
even
it's
say that
super.
jokingly.
that. Padma Shri
people are
is
out of
on the
them.
way. Well done. You brought the country together.
Okay, I have
Okay.
a quick question. If
one
all
more-
of you had to pick like an insignificant thing to really reinvent yourself as a politician, but that's not political in any way, what do you think will get the most popular support?
You mean like what he's done? Do a stunt of some sort.
Do a stunt of some
Yeah.
sort, but like which
What's
doesn't
your-
hurt
What's your
anyone.
part? Like, what's the thing that you would promise people?
Correct. What's the small thing? What's like the small stunt that you'll promise people that you think will get people on your side?
Oh.
Good
I will
question, man.
promise free Pomeranians to every family. There are a lot of Pomeranians who
Wow.
need homes. And they don't have homes
Ah.
because a lot of people keep this breed and then they just can't handle the barking.
Is
Free
that real?
Pomeranians.
But there won't be enough Pomeranians. You'll have to breed more Pomeranians, though. Won't you?
There are a lot of people
Yeah.
look like
To everyone?
Pomeranians. We'll work this out.
Yeah, there's a
We'll
pill
find
for
out.
that where you
There's a
can
pill, yeah.
increase the number.
Instead of fluffy white
Yeah.
hair and before you know
Correct.
it, boom, you're a pom. Yeah,
Yeah.
I would go with my free poms.
Yeah.
What about short pants?
Someone has said.
What about short pants?
Why do we give short
Arpit
pants to
Mitra said-
Indians? Don't wear enough shorts. Don't look at urban. People you associate with.
Shreyas is
But it's
wearing
very
shorts.
different.
I'm
A lot of
wearing
Indians-
shorts,
But
and
you're
I
not
was
you're not the Indian I'm talking about. You're anti-Indian in many ways. You're a comedian. Yeah, you
Correct.
should be locked up. You will be. It's just a matter of time.
waiting for it.
I'm promoting the short brigade. It's one of my fights from childhood to get
Yes.
all walks of life to embrace shorts. Why can't they wear shorts and banks? Why do they wear pants? It's against the culture of the institution. Bullshit. It's too hot.
Yeah.
44 degrees
I know what
outside.
I would. I know what I would promise.
What?
I was sorry. I wasn't paying attention. I was thinking of what I was supposed to.
You're not the first.
Yeah, so sorry. that stamp at the airport on your boarding pass that's wet and then the ink goes everywhere.
Wow.
I would make that like I'll
You make
eliminate
me
that.
sound like a
Majority.
socialist.
You can just do web check-in. Ayushi, there's web check-in now. You don't need that.
No, when you
boarding
have
pass
to check in
anymore.
a bag, you have to get the
Ayushi, you're going to get murdered now.
But, you
Yeah,
know,
really.
It smears everywhere.
This is South Bombay at
and
its finest.
makes
Okay, my short sounds like a very acceptable program now. Does it not? Compared to this,
You sound like you're connected to the masses now, Cyrus.
I
You
do.
actually seem like a man
I
of
feel
the
like
people.
the pulse of the people. Yes, totally. And Ayushi
I mean,
was
but
drifting
airport
away.
security, yes, I would agree. Airport security is too slow moving sometimes. You have to remove too many things. It's very irritating. So
No,
make
I know.
airport security is way smoother.
I wear a lot of stuff that so I'm a nightmare there, but that's not the point. My point is that thing that anyway, I'm clearly like I'm not getting any points, so I'll stop.
That's great. He said it had to be your own thingy, and you that's right. It's
Yeah,
unique
you
to
said
that's
it could be
fine.
anything I
It could
wanted.
be.
And you said it could be stupid.
It could be. And
This
then I
is my
judged you for
stupid
it. Yeah,
thing.
you're
And then it
right.
was
I'm sorry.
my stupid thing. You said
It's
this was a
important to
safe
you, fight for
space,
it,
and then you took away the safety.
Oh man.
Really, no. Please fight for it. That's how we got a male fertility pill finally. It's all thanks to
This is
us
how it
fighting for
starts. Women have to fight for the smaller things, and then we injure.
100%. That's how the revolution starts.
Mm-hmm. And
Shreyas
it
said there's
starts
some
with
double meaning
just
in that. Be careful.
anti-stamp.
Oh yeah. I
Women have
think
to
it's
fight for
single
the
meaning only. I don't know
equality.
what meaning you are seeing there,
All right, I'll
Cyrus.
leave it. I'm not going to repeat
Okay.
it. I don't want this to
Okay.
become sexual banter. I'll get fired for no reason. Celebrity will be blamed for not paying attention as usual to his own show.
No.
So what a host! The host firstly the anchor is not paying attention, and the other guy, the so-called host, is like a child. And I mean, it's just going. And now we got
What a
our
show.
intellectual guests are
Yeah.
talking about air tickets, ink spilling all over. While today the head count in Ukraine is 3,403. I mean,
Hey.
I'm just kidding. All right. Let's go on. Next
But
topic.
there is some good news. Not out of Ukraine, but out of Maharashtra. That
What a bad.
And I'm the problem here.
but
Yeah,
the
you're
good
not.
news is that
We're the Beatles. We belong together. Come on, go on.
the good news is that all COVID restrictions and even the mask mandate is no longer required in Maharashtra, starting from
Cyrus's
the past
birthday.
Saturday onwards.
To be honest, I disregarded it from day one. So
That's also
me and
very
Shreyas
I
don't
mean,
care.
yes, sure.
He fed his dolphins.
But you
today I
still
went.
had to. You couldn't go out to restaurants as often as you wanted to, at least in the pandemic. All that. Also,
you could,
all that
you
is gone.
could.
No, you could once they.
No.
listen,
I mean, once they opened back up, no. But now, like full
today
capacity is fine.
Not today.
And
Saturday, I spent the whole day
full
telling
capacity
people to
in
take their
theatres.
mask off. I don't know if you guys did that. I kept saying.
What did
in
you
the
do on
same
Saturday?
irate way they used to say, "Put your mask on." But take your mask off. You should say it like officiously, like you're good, destroying our culture. Take
But
your
I read
mask
it
off.
and I thought of you, Cyrus. I did.
Yeah.
I was like, I know one person who's going to be
Yeah, it was
just
gonna be
jumping for joy right now.
Yeah.
It's
We'll be
really, for
like-
me, it's been such a difficult 2 years because although I believe the hijab should be allowed, if people want to do it, it's their problem, not mine. I just fundamentally can't bear something on my mouth. Okay, that sounds wrong, but I
That
just
sounds
can't
wrong.
breathe.
Yeah.
No, but
That was
agree.
actually, yeah, you didn't say anything
you didn't,
wrong
I
there.
agree.
Yeah.
No, I don't like
I mean,
the
it
mask
can.
either.
I mean,
Nobody, don't you? Everybody, some people are comfortable 3-4 hours on a flight. Looking at them, they don't take the mask off even once, even drinking water like that. I'm like, I can't breathe. Taking flights
agree.
used to be nightmares for me during pandemics. I couldn't bear it. Honestly, I don't know how you guys manage.
That's
You have
like
to
the
see
second worst thing about going through a flight, the
The
mask
first being the ticketing thing.
thing. Of
the
course.
ticketing
What
thing.
else?
And the third thing is if you're sitting in the window area and you want to pee 3 times Bombay Delhi. That's such a pain because the third time the uncle looks at you like, you're the guy with the problem. You know what I mean? It's just ridiculous. And you ever have that problem where the guy sitting next to you doesn't come to the last second and you think the seat is empty? Isn't that's a heartbreak? That's your girlfriend leaving you. I mean, it's terrible. You think you escaped. They're about to shut everything. You can hear the sounds, the body language, and then boom, the guy comes in. Last guy on the flight sits next to you. Fat fucking bastard. Anyway.
That is a
It's
real
always-
problem.
Yeah, it is.
But there was this they did this study, not study, there was kind of like a thought piece or whatever in America where a lot of kids who've been wearing a mask for the last 2 years and they've been hiding like most of their face, right? And so now the fact that they can take their mask off and interact face to face and all of that, it's created a new like level sort of type or strain of anxiety where they have kind of like an inability to reconcile with their own face in front of other people, and also because
man.
faces have changed and like maskne was a real thing. Like I have acne just from wearing a mask, and
Oh, maskne, that's
Oh.
what it's called?
yeah, the internet, they like names.
With the rich,
But-
Shreyas, with the rich. Not with everyone. The same. It's that group.
I hate you all. But, so there was this whole thing that they don't know how to relate, but then some of them are happy and some of them actually found.
So it's like classical conditioning that's reversed.
Yeah, they
itself in
found
a
it like a
sense.
safe thing to be able to hide behind a little bit of a mask or a
So
screen
it's,
because they were at school, they
Correct.
were at home.
Correct.
So this is
it's
like two levels
sunglasses
of
used to do to a lot
exposure.
of people.
Yeah,
Sort of give them a
yeah,
little
yeah.
more confidence, and they keep them on and they take them off.
Yeah.
Like, what have we done
way
to
back.
kids? It's
My God,
insane.
really. But look at what happens when the mask comes off. Look at Will Smith. I mean, you want that? I mean, you got to be careful. Sometimes the mask
There's
should
a
stay on.
double meaning.
That's me. Shakespeare never far from my mind. Yeah.
Nice.
Look better in mask. I say continue with it. Others, you say right. But you and I, we're not Raj Thackeray. Nobody listens to us. In the meantime, all across the city, loudspeakers are being removed and bar speakers in that order.
I've heard like the chatter in the office that Raj Thackeray apparently secretly comments as one of the people listening to your podcast.
Vinny is
that
supposed to be
right?
a right-hand man of the MNS. He's a Shaka Pramukh, so to speak. He runs the Sion area is under his auspices. But
I
since they
didn't
don't
know
have much
this.
power there, he basically has one Panwala and one of the Skutsi guys reports to him. That's it. But it's something. It's a start.
Okay. Let's go to the.
What an audience. The audience
No, I was.
it's like a kids party and the adults are going to hurry it up. You know, like kids, come on, man. Let's go. Let's
No,
go.
no.
Finish.
I was thinking whether to say that Skutsi got bought over by Swiggy or
Swiggy.
not.
I am dead.
Yeah, about 5 years ago, and Cyrus still makes
Yeah.
it.
Then I
wrong.
decided against it.
AMA is
No, like,
just
Let me tell
yeah.
you. Let me tell you, we contribute a lot to Swiggy.
No,
huh?
put that
Swiggy-
back.
Swiggy lives
Put it
off
back
us.
on.
What?
You have to put that comment
Yeah,
back
yeah.
on.
That was
Satvik,
straight.
Yeah. Oh
your
wow!
own
The first
fans are
question I'm gonna
telling you-
ask is also from Rohit Atre only. So I think he knew that somehow and is very
But I
excited.
think Ayushi wants you to take the slap on the face that he's given all of us. You shut up and get on with it.
He
This
has
is what
just
he's saying.
said AMAs. We have been
Yeah.
told off.
Yeah.
Man, the entire episode, people have been commenting, guys, next topic, please. At the beginning of the show.
It's like
So I think
Amit
it's
is
fine.
all the guests.
It's just-
Amit is all the
Amis
people
is just saying
listening.
next
It's
topic.
just, it's just Amit's voice coming through.
Yeah.
Get on
Yeah.
with it. Get on with it. Get on with it. You can do his accent.
Yeah.
All right, quick.
All right.
Follow me at Instagram and Twitter on Bored Brocha. I'm so bored. I need your help. I need your love. I need your touch. Okay, just follow me.
Rohit Atre
Busy
says,
headline.
Rohit Atre says, the metro has started in a part of Mumbai which you do not consider Mumbai. Any thoughts, Cyrus? Are they ignoring?
Well,
South
that's just a test run, firstly, but they're saying August they'll open what line 7 or 6 or something like that. But what does that mean? August which year, for example? They've not clarified that.
Mumbai?
Very
Okay,
true.
This test run of 1 or 2 Silvery is pointless because the whole thing is about connectivity. The whole thing has to work in its holistic way so that people can go everywhere. There's no point telling me that Borivali can go to Kandivali and Kandivali can go to Borivali. There's no point. There's no point to that. Or even in South Mumbai, we're connecting 2 stations here and there. What's the point? It has to be
Yeah.
such that I can go to Malad in peace in 40 minutes without looking at people's faces. That's what I want. And then come back from there, let's say, to wherever, Powai, after that, if it's possible, without using a
Yeah.
car. Can that happen? That's when we'll win. Otherwise, we lose. They wasted our time, destroyed the roads, and made us look like fools.
Yeah,
Aisha Begum
but it
says
will
August
happen.
20th.
but it
That's
will
right,
happen,
Aisha
yeah.
Begum. You're absolutely right. That
Yeah.
must be my wife. She's also Aisha Begum. But if it's not, hi, Aisha Begum. If it is, hi.
Are either of you big metro travelers by any chance? Ayushi or Shreyas?
In New York, she's a middle class person. So she can't take the subway. वहाँ पे डैडी को फोन नहीं करता है कि जयदेव
This is, by the way, I just want to say, as a
Driver.
comedian, when y'all go for the South Bombay driver joke, it's like the lowest form of like, it's
Can you
the
explain to me,
cheapest
Ayushi,
shot.
why in Beach Candy the middle-aged women take 15 minutes like hippopotami to get out of the car and then get
I
the
agree with
instruction
you.
from the other side of the road? Driver, 15 minutes mein wapas aana. I mean, what the hell? There's 50 cars behind you, and you're going to go and buy a bag which you could have bought online
True.
cheaper.
You
Yeah.
have to go behind them very closely and just gently nudge them with your car.
That's
That kind of posterior will beat my
that's
car.
great advice. Yes.
My Japanese technology ain't good enough for that shit.
People should not come here for advice. I'm just
They
telling you right now.
We are cannibals. We attack our own. We are those women. Shreyas, we really are. I can't believe I'm doing this. Okay. God.
Next one comes from Info Shots. He says, "Hey everyone, what do you guys think about hiding poverty by building walls like they did for Namaste Trump in Ahmedabad? This will help us score good on the poverty index. What do you guys think of that?"
Why are we trying to score well on the poverty index again? Like, it's not a test. Like, let's.
No, as in he's saying that we pretend there's no poverty. China and India are famous for just hiding the poverty and showing whatever they want to show. But my point is, it's not the politicians. We do the same. I mean, you live in Parel in one part of it, and behind is a huge slum, and you have high-rise buildings. It's all over wherever we are. So I think we're just immune to this disparity and issues and all. Foreigners come here and they can't believe we're living like this sometimes. But I'm okay. I'm immune. I feel
because you are not living. You are living where you are living. That's why you are okay with where you are living.
Yeah, right? But also that whatever sensitivity that you had, that gets euthanized slowly. Because you see it every day, and then you just get used to it, right? So it becomes routine. Right. What can you do? The country has killed your sensitivity. It's not my fault. But now, if they remove loudspeakers, everything will be fine, apparently. So, yeah, let's see.
Yeah. Sorry, Ayushi, you were saying something?
No, I was just going to say, like, it's kind of, I mean, stupid, but like you build a 6-foot wall, somebody will bring a 7-foot ladder. It doesn't fix the problem. You're just kind of masking behind one thing that it'll continue to fester. Yeah. It's not like the poverty index is like, oh, we can't see above a 6-foot wall. So surely you fixed it all.
Also, like, I don't know why we aren't worried about eradicating poverty. Like, why are we worried about like getting a high score on the poverty index? Like, that's just like a parameter.
It's a good list to be on. No, what I'm saying.
Poverty index means that you have less poverty, Baba.
Yeah, less poverty.
That I understand. That I understand. But here we are clearly trying to game the parameter so that it seems like there's no poverty.
I think that's not a bad thing to be trying to become better on that list.
And then what will that do?
The metaphor is like putting a band-aid on a huge cut.
Bullet hole, exactly. That's exactly what it is.
Tell. And then they leave and the foreigners have gone and then the overflowing will happen. It's just like that. So it's not but this is not only Indian thingy. It's done across the world, many cultures.
Everyone,
you just sort of hide because you want to show one face and then whatever. My point is that we just live with this disparity. After a point, it's just, what do? We see beggars on the road. We don't get affected. Other people who see them for the first time, they have like Christ-like moments, They can't eat.
No, of course. You are desensitized to so much because it's like constantly in your face. Yeah.
So the other day, a pal of mine got COVID. I was like, oh, fuck that shit. Really? I mean, who cares?
Cyrus, that's a different thing. That's you and COVID.
No, but I can't bear it anymore. I've become desensitized. When people say, I got COVID, you're also supposed to go, oh, but do a Susmita Sen moment, hold your mouth and say, oh God, I hope you're okay. I hope everyone's okay. But I can't do it anymore. I just get irritated. I'm like, why the hell? I don't care you have COVID. I just don't care. It's my alopecia. I have my own alopecia.
Would you meet someone who has COVID, Cyrus? Would you like shake hands, share drinks? I don't know.
Leprosy, anything except a socialist. A hardcore communist I won't touch, but everybody else.
Okay.
Good one.
Cool.
But Sylvie, we discussed this. Hasn't it changed from the early days where people would like you said, the untouchable word and all that in your building society, you wouldn't come close, right? Absolutely, but that's changed now. People will help. Actually,
now if you wear a double mask and you come in front of, I would be like, okay, as long as you're double masked, I'm okay with it. It's fine, whatever.
I mean, now, are you still guys still wearing masks? I've stopped wearing masks for the last
I've
few
stopped
weeks,
wearing masks.
People have got used to it, I'm saying. So where that horror was there, COVID, everybody would treat you like the plague. You remember that? Whoever got in the colony or building area or whatever.
Oh, yeah.
Correct.
Terribly. So that sort of has come down a lot. So that just tells you we got used to it. It's a horrible thing. You get desensitized to the whole thing now. It's the same thing, but we're just reacting differently. We're just not going berserk.
And even that BMC, the sticker or the post that used to come is very like modern Scarlet Letter situation that you have.
What's that?
That was like,
they come and seal your house and they put that big thing outside, right? Like you have COVID. And
that was
when your lift
so
goes up, you see that thing on certain side of the floor. They've been marked, and you feel a sense of fear that their family is feeling and others around them and no one to take the garbage out. Oh God!
And a lot of elderly people felt like poor things. They really suffered from this because of you can't do this, you can't leave the house, you can't go down the elevator. Poor thing.
Yeah. Man, really? In the pandemic, about these elderly couples, right? So my mother, in the first lockdown, when the first lockdown happened, there was mango season. Okay, so my mother decided, okay, I will do a good thing for the building society. I will try and arrange mangoes in mass for the entire building. Okay. And then my mother, so she asked on the groups, I have this mango farmer guy who is selling mangoes on a discount because they're going to go bad. Would you like to buy? And some 75 families said, we want like 2 crates, 3 crates. My mother realized, oh man, I didn't realize how much work this is going to be. So she gave the work to me. So for the next 2 weeks, I was talking to old aunties, telling them how to do Google Pay. For like, okay, auntie, now you have to put in my number and all. It was like a big nightmare, dude. Like,
but you had good training. You had to talk to me also before that. So you've gone through all that. People were like, "Abhi kaun sa button dabao beta? Kaise dabao beta? Kitna second ke baad?" All that.
All right. Next question comes in from Shavik Bakchi. Who says?
I just want to ask, but Shreyas, I felt the story went nowhere. I just want to bring that up as stories
Yeah,
go.
a little bit. Yeah, correct.
Yeah.
It did,
I was
yeah.
hoping for a
The
big
mango
ending,
story, right?
Yeah,
Mango
I thought
story.
Mrs.
Yeah.
Verma would have caught him in a compromising position with the son or
I
something.
didn't think that there would be something that we would get at the end of the mango story.
Yeah.
Which is
Yeah.
I feel it's still
confusing.
incomplete. Like I think you should do
Yes.
the mango. Like you should do the mango business, the
Once
mango
we
syndicate
leave-
again. Take
Yes,
it.
Okay,
over.
do
yes.
it again.
Once
and
we leave, you tell the story
conclude.
again.
Yeah, we need an ending. You can't leave
Yeah.
us hanging like that.
A
Yeah.
happy
Sure.
ending.
At least
I
give
get
us mango so that we can taste. You know, that's a
One
good ending.
mango
That's
each.
closure.
It was
Is
just,
that
it was
too
just a
much to
weird.
ask for?
Oh, it's
Take
mango
another
season right
question.
now. That's the takeaway.
Take another
guys.
question.
Just a reminder, it is mango season right now.
But I
Wow.
love mangoes. I can't eat mangoes. I want to check if I can eat mangoes. I can't eat mangoes?
There's
What
your
kind
takeaway,
of
Cyrus.
God is this that I can't eat mangoes?
Wait, why can't you eat mangoes? What's stopping you?
Blood sugar
Diabetes.
level crappy thing.
Oh, yeah.
I'll have to check.
Uh-huh.
I'll have to
This
check.
is not real,
I think you
Cyrus.
can have like a small, like one.
Not real.
Can you eat just a bite of
Yeah,
mango? I mean,
this-
it's like alcohol. You can't just have a bite of the.
This is all medical mumbo jumbo. As Dr. Brocha, you should know that blood pressure
I
is
will
just like a
overturn
made-up
this.
concept.
I will change the rules. You're right. Mangoes for everyone. Sick, dying, after death. you
Yes,
still get mangoes.
yes.
Yeah.
You
So,
can be on an
last one.
insulin drip, but no, take it.
Mango.
No, but there is a pill called
It's a mango
It's
drip.
Miracle pill. I can have that, but I just can't keep having it.
Slice, it's slice.
Hasina can have just slice. Never
Okay.
mind. It was different.
It was a moment here.
Why does mangoes always have the ad with a very pretty woman, never with a man for some reason?
Yeah, it should be a man.
It's never a man.
There's a joke to be
There's a
made
man.
there. There is a joke. I don't have it.
I
yet.
think it's because saying the man has to go. So then that's why the
I
woman
like
comes.
that.
Like and
subscribe.
Now, where's that Mr. Atre when we need him? Just say end the show. Where's the end the
Okay,
show
okay.
comment? I want the
Okay,
end the show comment. Last one.
we have-
quick.
Last one, okay. Shavik Bakshi asks, Shreyas Talpade is doing a movie which is based on cricketer Praveen Tambe,
Wow.
who started his IPL career at 41. What a
40, I
legend.
think, yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. Cyrus, what do you think? Can you still don the blue jersey yourself?
But that's an amazing story because he actually played, I think, 2 or 3 seasons for Rajasthan Royals, if I remember correctly. And,
Yeah, correct.
And leg spinner. And basically, in his late 30s, he was making waves in Mumbai cricket, etc. And in his 40s, he became a bit of an IPL star. One season he did really well, and then fell off a little bit. But hope for all of us, you can be a successful comedian, Silvery, in your 50s. That's what I keep
Yep,
telling
correct.
people.
That is
We
actually
have
quite
time.
common. Yeah.
We have
Yeah,
time.
okay.
We have like
Well,
30
that's
years
too
we can
much time.
bomb for. Yeah.
You buy mangoes till then. You've got lots of stuff to do. Yeah.
Absolutely.
Ayushi, you have any comment about Praveen Tambe, your favorite cricketer?
I support his. I have no idea who he is.
Okay,
But I
that's
did go
good.
for the IPL yesterday. And
Did you?
Yesterday?
That's my
Oh, wow.
connection to
The
the
old
cricket.
Brahman.
Yeah.
Were you in an AC
Yeah, I did.
box?
That's fun. No,
Were you-
God, no, I was sitting outside.
You were in-
This is the
in
plastic
heat?
chairs.
She was sitting. I saw her.
The
She was sitting on the
plastic
pitch. I feel that's where her seat was. It was right
I was
behind
just
the
Did
pitch.
you-
squatting over
Yeah,
there
you were the
waiting for the
umpire.
ball.
I can't believe you mistook Ayushi for Jadeja. I just can't believe that. I mean, they're so different, really.
Wait, Ayushi, did you pay like 3K for those plastic chairs things that we talked about last time?
No, I went
It's
as
the
a
lower
member.
ticket, brother. What are you talking about?
Oh,
let's
okay.
find out what
I
she
didn't know,
paid.
man. I don't know. Okay.
Ayushi, please tell us how much your ticket
How
was.
much you paid for the ticket?
Or
Okay,
whoever paid.
moving on.
The member, see, it was $300. The CCI members have a.
Oh, what?
Oh, the members
it's a
pay.
Oh, she's a member.
Oh.
So it's 30
But
lakhs
the
per
rich-
year
but
for the
the rich, they
membership.
find a way
So
to-
that's the cost of the tickets.
The rich are
Okay.
molesting the rest of the country. This is what they do. They have the money and they don't pay. And then Praveen Tambe's family is paying out of their nose to sit in West End and watch. They come with binoculars. They can
I
hardly
have
see
walked
anything.
into
The lights
so
are
many
not coming out
problematic statements today.
I feel like Ayushi has been the main obstacle in Praveen Tambe's career. I feel that's the conclusion that I think that
I
we
feel
have
Ayushi
come
is our
upon.
Donald Trump.
It's me.
That's what I feel. Because she's living in another world, but she's trying to associate with other people. It's very difficult, but she's doing her best. And maybe it's time to
I
build the
just
wall.
said I went for the IPL.
Did your team win,
He's
Ayushi?
No, they lost. Chennai.
Chennai is
They
your team?
lost yesterday. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, fair enough.
I'm an
Did you go
MSC
alone?
fan.
Was it alone or was it like a date or lots of people?
I just went with my friends for the there was like
Tell
games
Uncle
that we went.
Cyrus more.
Okay.
No, we just went. It was fun.
Well, you're the only one who's gone live to the IPL this season, it looks like. I don't think anybody else has that we know for some reason. And
Oh,
then
I
increasing-
was going to say, but the stadium was packed yesterday, as in like
Yeah.
the whole stadium, and it was a
The-
sea
what-
of yellow on all sides. Like it was
Amazing.
all CSK fans, all CSK fans.
It's 25%, 50% from this weekend, but 25% that they broke the rules. They can't break the rules. Impossible.
No,
Not CCI.
it was full. It was packed. I would say like there was enough crowd, and because at 10 p.m. they'd have to turn on the loudspeakers, and also then like the vibe is entirely dependent on the
Right.
crowd.
So Raj Thakre didn't say anything.
There was enough noise.
Where was Raj Thakre then? He should have been outside the CCI screaming.
He was outside the mosque. Just wearing the
Watching
Hanuman
cricket.
jacket.
Watching cricket on his tiny phone.
cricket.
Yeah.
Ek pe. You can't do everything. You can't solve the world
He
problem.
can't be everywhere.
Fair enough. Yeah.
Correct.
All right.
Alright.
Last one.
Just a reminder. Okay. Just a reminder, everyone,
Sharon
please like, share, subscribe.
Oh,
Yes.
no.
Yes,
I
yes.
can't
Okay.
tell
You should
them. I
put our
can't.
handles up, on the bottom, like that. So
It keeps
We
coming.
do.
Yeah, it keeps coming.
We do.
Yeah.
We put the mango
They
sales
decide not to
person.
follow us. they do.
They see it and they're like, no thanks.
Nope.
They say,
I get
let's say bye.
unfollows every time
You're
an
a
episode
producer.
comes out. I think people who follow me are like, I'm gonna unfollow.
Even your producer saying, let's say
Yeah.
bye. He wants you to end the show. Our
Okay,
producer's
just
like
one minute.
suicide. Producer's like,
Jisko
"Don't get-"
बेचारे को और काम रहेगा.
Yeah.
So should I do one more or should you want to send this?
Quick, last one. Let's end with a nice.
Okay. Info Shots says, does Ayushi know that A.R. Rahman once carried Cyrus's bag?
Yeah. Oh, I'm going to tell that story now. It's true, but
Okay.
VMA is
okay, it's true.
2001.
Where
Very
did he,
quickly.
Where did he carry?
We had to cross the road and drop the bag, and then he picked it up. It was very sweet, but he wasn't a big star. He was known, but he was a big star, and I didn't think it was much of a thing then. So only later on, when he became a big star, I feel a little sheepish. And I reminded him at an interview also, and he sort of remembered. I don't think anybody else ever made him carry a bag before or after. Yeah.
Well, that's pretty. That's an interesting flex. Like because you can't tell whether you should show off about it or not, because you could come across as an ass.
Correct.
But then also you're like, oh my god, were you in
Ayushi,
such
I was
close
just-
proximity with
Ayushi,
AR
let me explain. Okay, I come from a line of people. We know this technique of how to not pick up things once they fall. You have to time your movements such that the person next to you goes slightly ahead. And then they are committed. If you can time it so that you don't look like a jerk and the commitment has happened from them, they cross that 50% area and the angle is such that they have to deliver after that, and you're good. I've seen my good friend Kunal Vijayakar do that with an 85-year-old Parsi lady who likes his food show, who said, I want to take your autograph, please. And then she dropped the pen. She had taken out a paper and a pen. It took her 15 minutes to do all this. And she was standing sweetly and it dropped the pen. And then she went down like the Titanic. It took a long time for her to sink. And he timed it after she went parallel to his hip area for his movement. And then, she said, no, don't worry, Dikra. And she picked it up. And, we had to carry her out, of course. But, we do it. We just do it. It's like martial arts. It's our kung fu. You've got to learn from us. So
This was like watching a genius describe his process, actually. This was very illuminating.
Nice.
I'm gonna try it.
Yeah, it is.
It is
It's
very
so Larry
Larry
Davidian
David.
because it's serious. This is the few times you see someone like Kunal serious about something. He cannot bend. Whatever happens, let this woman go to hell. But I will not cross that line of control where the body's gravity takes over. Rohit Singh dinner time, and he's right.
People want us to.
Is
wrap
Rohit
up.
Aisha secretly? Or no? Rohit is a...
22 years of
No,
marriage.
she's-
Is all Rohit's Aisha.
Okay, just before we end, we have to plug Akash Mehta is doing a tour, stand-up tour, so
Yes.
please go and follow that. We were supposed to share on this past Friday also, but
Where is he doing the tour? You give details.
But all
It's
over,
not like
just go to Book My Show and search for Akash Mehta Live. He's doing cities all across India. So like the next one is in Bangalore, if I'm not wrong. But go check out on Book My Show.
Also,
Follow
he's
him,
using
there.
loudspeakers. Huh? Just a warning.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, you can hear his show outside also if you
Yes.
stand outside.
Outside the CCI.
So don't buy tickets, just go to the venue outside.
Yeah.
Just make it there.
Because he ain't that pleasant to look at. So it makes more sense audio-wise. Yeah.
Sure. All right,
Okay.
that's it.
Ayushi and Shreyas, any shows
Good
coming up?
advertisement of Akash Mehta. Cyrus, well done.
Ayushi, your
But no,
shows?
really do go watch the show. He's doing both
Please,
his
he's
nasty
very
show and his
funny.
dark show. Very funny, yes. Please go watch it.
Go
Shreyas,
for
what
it,
about your
please.
shows?
I have a show this Friday 10 p.m. at J Spot, Bandra. It's a lineup show. Many funny people there. People on last season's Comic Stan, this season's
How much
Comic
money will
Stan.
it cost to come to J Spot and see you?
It's
with travel time and travel money also.
600 from where you are.
Not bad.
No, bro. Because I got to buy the earplug thing. So how do I do both?
Oh, fair enough.
Shit. If you give me a
So
free
you
pair, I
go for
can
his
come.
show,
Yeah.
Nice.
IVM will give you the headphones.
Ayushi, you
that
sound like a
joke.
woman who's 10 years into a marriage, just saying anything comes to your mind. That's ridiculous. Okay. Bye, guys. Have a good evening.
All right, thank you.
Bye, everyone.
Okay, catch us on any of the podcasting apps. Please, we beg you, we need you. Send us your questions on Twitter on Cyrus Says In. Or you can email us, even if you're not female, on whatcyrussays@gmail.com.
Ladies, I'm sure you will relate to it if I say that we are constantly busy with work, studies, cooking, and what not. And amidst all of this, we often forget an important element that needs our desperate attention: finance. So here we are, bringing to you SBI Life presents A Sip of Finance, a women-exclusive podcast where we will teach you how to manage personal finances in a simple and straightforward way with your host, Priyanka Acharya, a finance expert who's been in the industry for 14 plus years. And not just in English, but in 7 more languages. So tune in every Tuesday for fresh episodes on the IVM Podcast Network and all major podcast streaming platforms.
What is the workplace and how does your gender and body affect your right at work? Hey, I'm Priya Mirza, and on the Longest Constitution podcast, we critically examine the vision of the Indian Constitution and laws. In season 1, we looked at sex, gender, sexuality in India, and the landmark judgments which transformed our rights as citizens in this country. In season 2, we discussed the laws which shape the workplace and examine how ability, competence, and merit impact us, and much more. Join me, Priya Mirza, every Wednesday only on the IVM Podcast app, website, and all the major podcast streaming platforms.